Alright guys, this is part 2 to my previous video on how to create Dataverse tables and columns. So we're just going to continue off with the customer table. I changed the name from customer table to just customer. If you want to know how to do that, you can go to edit and change the name right here. So we're going to add a few columns, go over some of the data types for those columns. We're going to go over business rules today, forms, and views. I'm going to try to just do this video in one take, so bear with me if I make any mistakes. So right now we're on the customers table, and we have a lot of columns that we didn't create that are created automatically whenever you create a table. But if you just want to view the ones that you created, you can use your published name to kind of just see the ones that you're creating, the custom ones. So you can just do filter, and you see right here it says CRB, so I can just do filter CRB. Okay, so we're going to add phone column, receive text, phone carrier, and reviews. So let's hurry up and do these really quickly. So we're going to call this phone, and we're going to, so if you want to, you can go through these data types. I may make a video explaining each one, but if you're doing a phone number, it will be text, and you can just do phone right there. We're going to keep it on simple, and we're going to hit save. Let's create another one. Oh, did I spell receive wrong? Okay, receive text. Yes. Okay. Now, so for this column, we're going to make it a choice column. So with the data type choice, you can either do yes and no, or you can basically create your own choices. For this specific column, we're just going to hit yes and no, and we will go over the other choice type. So you have the yes and no. You can change these values if you want to. I believe, let me see. Yeah, you can change these values, but for the sake of this, we're going to leave it at yes and no. And usually, I mean, this is just a Boolean, but yeah, we'll go over the other choices. You can pick a default choice, but I'm going to leave the default choice on no to explain what we'll go over later in the video. All right, so now we're going to do phone carrier. And now we're going to do another choice, but this time we're going to make our own choice. So you see it says sync with global choice. This is recommended because most of the time you'll maybe have a choice field come up in another table. So you want to do this so that you can have it in your solution, so that you can go back to this choice. So it's not strictly just for this table. So they already have some, choices that you can pick from, but we're going to create a new choice for this example. And the display name is very important, so you can find it later on, and you'll see what I mean. So we're just going to do phone carrier choice. And now you can add some choices in here. So let's see. All right. So we're going to do, I'll just make this all caps. Verizon, you hit new choice. T-Mobile, new choice, AT&T. Let's just add another one, Metro. Okay, and you can do some editing. You can change the values. I wouldn't change the values. That's a little complex if you're using these choices to make Power Automate flows and stuff. You can change the label. You can change this to a color and stuff, but we're just going to leave it right here. We're not going to go into some of the other advanced options. So we hit save. Okay, and so now, yes, you made your choice, but now you have to select it. So you can just click in here. Don't hit this because you'll just be scrolling all day. So just click here and type in the display name. So we called it phone. All right, so now we can find it, phone carrier. And you can pick a default choice, but we're going to keep it as none. So we're going to save it. And we're going to make just one more column and we'll be done creating columns. New column. We're going to call this reviews. So you have plain text, text area, and then multiple lines of text. So multiple lines of text gives you more characters you can put. Text area gives you more characters you can put than plain text, and the plain text multiple lines is more than the text area. I know I kind of explained that pretty badly, but just to, I guess, give you an example, if we go to text area and we go to advanced option, max character count, we'll just keep adding zeros. Okay, the max is 4,000. If we go back and we go to text and we do the multiple line, you'll see we can do, what is that, 10 million? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, yeah. No, 1 million. So that's what I mean. We don't need 1 million characters. You shouldn't really want to max it out. But for this example, we're just going to say 1,000. And we're going to save. All right, so now we have all the columns that I want. And so now we're just going to put this in the app. We're just going to create a, do I want to create the views first? All right, we're going to create the views first, actually. So we're going to go to views. And give me a second. Go to views, and we're going to go to active customers. So this is going to be the view that you see immediately once you add the table to, for example, a model-driven app. So right now it just has customer name and created on. We don't want to see created on, so we're just going to remove this. And we're going to look in this panel to add our other columns. So we want to see the phone number, and we want to see their reviews. We'll just leave it at these 3. Okay, we're just going to hit save and publish. Okay, now let's go back, and we're going to go back to customer, and we're going to click on forms. And now we're going to click on the main form, so because this will be the main form that you'll see when adding a new customer. So you can see this is kind of the default layout they have. So we can drag owner, put it up here, get that out the way. And right now we have a 1 column. We can make this 2 columns. So just to show you an example, if I were to add phone carrier, drag it, you can either drag it or you can just click it, but clicking it, it'll place it wherever. So it goes across the whole column. So we can just put this into, hold on, let me click the actual box. Put it in 2 columns. So now let's click as review. Okay. So now, because reviews they're going to have multiple characters, we can expand this row so that it will have it more room to see what those comments are, what that review is. So we're just going to hit this to expand the row. As you see, it's expanding out. And let's see, actually, let's do this. Let's order it this way. Okay. And so once you have it the way you want it, you can just save. This says it has to be required, but you do not need a name here. So we're just going to hit save and publish. Okay, now that we have the save and publish, we have our view and we have our main form created. So now let's go ahead and create our app and put the form and view on there. So now we'll just hit new app, and we're doing model driven app for this example. Okay, we're going to name it, let's say, we'll just call it YouTube app. And we're going to hit create. And let it load up. All right, so now this is the model driven app. It comes with these default headers. You can remove these headers if you want to. Are we going to do that? We might do that. All right, so if you want to add your column or your table to the model driven app, you just hit new and do Dataverse, because that's what it was. You hit search and you type in the table name. So we created customer. So this is our table. Show in navigation, make sure that's clicked. And now it's added customers. And we can go ahead and save and publish, or we can hit play. Let me see. I guess you have to save it before you play. Okay, so it's saving, and now it's going to bring up our customer. So this is our customer table. You remember we created the view to have customer name, phone, and reviews. And so if we were to hit new, now we'll see the form that we created. See the drop down, the drop down, and you see this row for reviews is bigger so that we can see more data. Okay. Let's go ahead and go back here. Let's go to settings, navigation. So this is how you would get rid of these if you don't want to see these. So let's just uncheck them. And this is the new group. You can change the name, or you can make a, let me see, new group. Yeah, you can change the name right here. You can just call this home. Okay. So we're going to save and publish. All right, so now we have our form, we have our views, we have our app. Now let's add some business rules to make it more accessible. So right now, you know, you have this, okay? But we're going to make it, I guess, give it a little better feel to it. So we're going to hit back, go back to our table. And now when you click table, look in this over here in the customization, you'll hit business rules. Okay, now you're going to hit new business rule. And you'll see what I mean by kind of giving it a better feel. So this is the UI to create business rules. So we're just going to go ahead and change it to phone carrier or something, add a description. Okay, so we're going to call this allow customers to receive text. All right. So here you start with your condition. So what is your condition, right? So, okay, the properties of your condition. We'll just leave it there. So this is what we're going to do. You're going to pick your source, which is an entity. Entity is basically just another name for table. And you're going to pick your field. So what we want to do is we want to pick phone carrier, right? And we're going to say if phone carrier, oh wait, no, I'm sorry. We're going to pick receive text and SMS. Okay, if they hit yes to that, then what? Okay, so that's our condition. So now we go back to components and we're going to do set visibility. We're going to just drag this over here, and now we can type and say show field. Now we can pick which field we want to show. So we're going to show text and SMS. Or no, we're going to show phone carrier, sorry. and make the, we're saying yes, have this visible. So when we hit apply, you see if receive text SMS equals yes, then show the phone carrier. Okay, so now we're going to, why does my screen keep doing that? Okay, so now we're going to go back. Okay, make sure you hit apply. If you don't hit apply, then this isn't going to save. You'll have to redo it. So just to show you an example of that really quickly, let's say we say hide field. So if receive text SMS is equal, if it's not equal to yes, then it's going to hide this field. So you go phone carrier, no, set visibility to no. Okay, so if we don't hit apply, right, and I click this, watch when I go back, all of that is gone. So make sure you hit apply. Hide. And so as you're doing this, this is a really cool tool so that you can see the logic written out if this UI is kind of weird for you. So we're going to hit apply and we're going to hit save. And now we're going to hit activate. So you don't have to hit validate because it's not going to activate if it's not valid. So we're just going to click activate and you'll see what I mean. It says validation successful. So you're just going to wait, hit activate, and this is real time so you can see how long it takes for this business rule to activate. Okay, so now it's turned on. You know it's working when it says deactivated. And keep in mind, you can't edit anything, nothing, not even the name or the description until you deactivate it. Okay, so now we can just exit out of here and we can exit out of here too. So after you hit done, you'll see your business rule is created. So yay, we just created our business rule for our table. So now let's go back to apps, click on it and just hit play. And we should see our business rule take effect. So we're on customers and we hit new. Let's say test, and it's default on no, but let's just say yes, and you can see you can add your phone carrier. So let's create a quick change really quickly. Let's go to customers, forms, main form, and we're going to switch this because we want their number, but we just want to ask them later on if they want to receive text and SMS. So let's save that really quickly and reload. Reload it. It takes a little while to load. All right, it takes a little while to refresh. So hopefully it has made that change. Let's go to new. Okay, it made the change. All right, so we can say skipper. Let's just put a random number here. Okay, do you want to receive text and SMS? No. Okay, you can just go straight to reviews. But if they say yes, now we can ask for their phone carrier. And so it just gives it a better feel, so they don't even have to see this field if they're not selecting it. So that's how you add views and forms and create a business rule for your tables in Dataverse.